Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having an amazing Sunday. It is Friday evening right now and I'm here at the side of the house. I don't think you normally get to see this side of the house, but it's where our fruit trees are. We've got an apple tree here, a kind of a dwarf apple tree here. It's got multiple different varieties of apples on it, and we've got a multi-way cherry there as well. Multi-way, it sounds like multi-pass, it's just tastier. I want to talk to you today about something that has been on my mind for a while and was reinforced when Ford held its F-150 Lightning launch this week, specifically range anxiety. Now, I've been driving electric vehicles, as you probably know by now, since 2006, so I would consider myself fairly experienced in the whole making sure I've got enough charge to get me to my destination, making sure that I don't run out of fuel and that nothing bad happens. And in fact, in the time I've owned an electric vehicle, I think I've run out of charge precisely once. I've had to be picked up a couple of times back in the early days when I was driving my City L, which is like that little thing that Rich Rebuilds recently crashed. I had a couple of instances where I didn't run out of charge, but I had a problem with the battery that I'd installed, and that meant I needed to be driven home. We had some issues with the Nissan Leaf in the early days, back in the early days of owning the Nissan Leaf, where the charging stations would fail or not work, and you'd end up needing a tow or a lift to a nearby charging station so you weren't stranded. But I wouldn't necessarily class that as a problem with the car. A problem with the charging station would be what I would suggest that was. And then once, one very cold winter's day here in Oregon, I did actually run out of charge in our 2013 Nissan Leaf. We'd been detoured round by the zoo, which in Portland is up quite high, because there'd been an accident on the freeway and it was a cold day. It was snowing in the mountains and I was taking my children to the mountains, and by the time we got there, we pulled in at a charging station and I ran out of charge as I was coming down the road into the charging station, and I was able to coast in and basically coast up to the charging station. That was the only time I legitimately ran out of charge. I know my wife ran out once because she was on an emergency mission to rescue a child who had decided to go somewhere they shouldn't have, and she was concerned about picking up the child in a timely manner. And so in that instance, yes, she ended up running out of charge, which wasn't the most pleasant thing for her. But in all of the drives I've done, all of the miles I've done over the years, I generally find myself not running out of charge, but I do still have range anxiety. And when we were talking about the F-150 this week, a lot of people said, yeah, but if you're towing or you're carrying a large load, you're going to run out of charge really easily. And it brought back the thought of range anxiety, because last weekend we went to the coast with the trailer to pick up a tool chest that a friend of ours had given us. He was kind enough to give it to us. He was moving house, didn't need it anymore, and we drove out to the coast to pick it up. And here in Oregon, the sort of distance between where we are and where he is, there are no rapid chargers that are compatible with our car. And with a trailer on board, I was genuinely, for the first time in a long time, suffering range anxiety. And it kind of got me thinking, how common is it for people who've been driving electric vehicles for a long time to worry about such things? Do you just wing it? Do you just kind of go, it's fine, I'm not going to run out of charge, it's all going to be good? Or do you find yourself worrying about it and avoiding taking trips because you're worried about it? Some people are saying with the new F-150 Lightning that they wouldn't trust the onboard range predictions because their experiences are that the cars are always inaccurate. And Ford is very clear that it's worked hard on the range prediction algorithm, and I don't know how good it is because I haven't had a chance to test it. But I'm sure that that is something that a lot of people are going to want to know the answer to before they commit to buying. Would that give you range anxiety? Do you get range anxiety in your EV right now? Do you get range anxiety towing or carrying a heavy load, or if there's a headwind, or if it's really windy? What induces range anxiety in you, and how do you alleviate it? I would admit that I probably have charging station anxiety more than range anxiety, because I know I can get my car to a charging station, but I don't always know that my charging station experience is going to be a good one. As I found out earlier this year when I didn't use the Electrify America app. I was in California and I was going to stop at a charging station which was not switched on. That was an unpleasant experience. I'm totally to blame for that. But at the end of the day, I just sucked it up and carried on. And had I been better in my planning, I probably would have known that it was broken. So we can't really blame the charging network. We can blame me for that. So leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks to the amazing people who support this channel and make it what it is, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to make this content. We wouldn't be able to employ everybody. We wouldn't be able to do all the things that we do on a regular basis. We are still working on the Volkswagen ID4 review. Then we've got the Volvo XC90 review to do. And then we've got the Toyota Prius Prime review to do. Then we've got the scooter review, now that the weather's got a little bit nicer, although it was, believe it or not, nearly the end of May, it got down to 1 degree Celsius here in the mountains the other day. And it's cold enough right now that I want gloves. So I don't know what's going on with the weather. Certainly weird weather patterns. My chickens don't seem to mind all that much though. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you have some chill time if you can. Put your feet up. Look after yourself. I think it's been a bit of a rough couple of years, and I think now that vaccines are being distributed, certainly in North America, and people are starting to kind of come out of their shells, it's going to take a while for us all to get back to being social and normal people. I know tomorrow, obviously remember, I'm filming this on a Friday, I'm going to go to a garden centre with Erin, and I'm so excited because we work together, yes, we work together all the time. She's full-time, I'm full-time. But we haven't actually hung out and done just something that's not work-related since forever. So I'm really excited because she and I both love gardening. And I'm really excited to just go and hang out with my friend. We're both vaccinated, so that's what we're going to do. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Keep evolving. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Hi. Hi, Charlie. Are you the best? Are you the best? Really? What was that about? What was that all about? I know. We don't like mean people, do we?